Welcome to the 49th episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, glad you could be here. Before we begin today, I want to talk a little bit about the people that have responded to our comments, and we really appreciate that, and it's been nice that you've commented on all the things that you've been doing. Like there's people that put on Ancestry, there's people that are quilting, and just finding your new normal, I guess. And we certainly have a new normal
Exactly.
through this pandemic, but we'll all get through this together. And before we begin our podcast, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
All right, so let's talk first of all about what May is wearing, and she doesn't know the name of it, so it's kind of funny. So this is actually a hack of the Dragon Belly Shawl, and that's by Johanna Lindahl. And what I was able to order, thank goodness for the internet, was called Scheepjes Whirl. And so I actually had bought this to make myself a shawl because I wanted to do something different, finding a new normal. So I thought I would do some crochet work. So this starts off with the white, and then it gradually marls into gray, and gradually marls into light blue, and then it gradually marls into a navy, which you'll see a little later. So what happened was I started, and I'm crocheting, and he looks at me and goes, that's going to be huge. It's just going to be huge. And so I thought, okay. So I held it up to her. We decided we liked it. So I thought, well, I'm going to just, because it's crochet, it's easy, I'm going to end here, sew the back up, and you've got a cowl.
I know.
And then I started to knit some more.
And that wasn't my intention to say you're going to have a lot, so I'd end up with a cowl. But the ball of yarn had to be this big.
It's
and
big.
I thought,
like
this shawl's going to drown Colleen. So I'm glad I said something because I got a cowl out of it.
It's beautiful. So it looks really, really nice on you. So that's what you're wearing. And I am wearing the Anker's summer shirt by PetiteKnit. And I have to tell you, I absolutely love this. So we were in Shelburne, Ontario at the Wool and Silk Company, great store. And they had the model of this. Now this is Ella Rae Denim DK. And lovely. And they had it in a lighter blue, and I liked it in the navy-ish. So I don't think
it's fantastic.
Yes.
You see, it looks great. The neckline looks lovely.
I really like
the way you knit the sleeves. I don't know if that was in the pattern.
It's all in the pattern, and what I really like is PetiteKnit has a whole a number of sweaters that have this. They have some for kids, for babies. They have cardigans and long sleeve pullovers and different weights of yarn. And so this is DK, the one that I did. I really like it. It is so comfortable on. And I like that there's some detail up here. And so
will you be knitting more of those patterns now that you like this one, or are you going to kind of stick to this one?
Well, I actually had bought some cream yarn and started something and then ended up ripping it out. So I have just the amount to do one of these. And the pattern itself, if you go onto Ravelry, their example is in a cream. Now,
I'd love to see it in different colors.
Yes. So I'm going to give it a try, and then that will...
Now, could you, I don't know much about knitting, but could you add in colors? Like, could you do a two-tone, two colors, or no, is it not that type of thing?
I think I probably wouldn't, because the detail is all up here.
Oh, okay.
So this I like because it's kind of a speckly kind of yarn.
Yeah, it's not a solid color.
Yeah, so you could use something like that. Yeah. That would work.
Well, it looks great.
Thank you. So that's what I'm wearing. And next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is that Dragon Belly Shawl by Johanna Lindahl. So as I just mentioned, I made this one that ended up with May. I crocheted some more, and we both looked at each other, well, it's still going to be huge. So I made another one. That's for my mom for Mother's Day, so that's going to be great. And then I still had enough left to do a shawl and do tassels at the end. So once again, this is a Scheepjes Whirl. There's lots of beautiful colors. If you go on Ravelry, it will be great.
And you said you had this delivered?
I did have this delivered.
And where was that from? Do you remember?
Yes, it's from Yarn Canada.
And they're great?
Great. Good service. Get back to you.
Good.
So here it is.
Wow, it turned out beautiful. I love the
Exactly.
gradient.
So it just because it adds a different ply of a different color, and then they do have you do the edging.
I like the edging, you know. It gives it a little bit of a finished look, doesn't it?
Exactly. I really like
See
it.
that
And
edging
it's
is
open,
blue?
right? Crochet is
Yeah.
a little bit more open. It can be. And so I just was, you know, you get into doing something, and so I
Really
thought I'd try some
cute.
crochet. The pattern is brilliant, and that pattern is free. So if any of you are thinking about doing some crochet work, this is a great pattern. I hadn't crocheted in a while, and I think you would really, really
Really
like it.
nice.
So I'm really, really happy with that.
And look how nicely I'm kind of folding that.
Yes, you are.
Oops.
It's a little bit of roll at the end, but that's okay.
There we go. It's lovely though.
It is, that's for sure. All right, so that's the first thing. The second thing is the Early Bloomer sweater by Heidi Kirrmaier. And what I had was some yarn that was Bamboo Pop by Universal Yarn. And I had two colors. Once again, I was going to make something else. And then I thought, you know, I just want to have a nice summer sweater. So
Love the colors of this.
here we are. So it has
Wow.
some color work. This is just there's two colors. So the one is kind of the fuchsia color, and the other one is this pop of color. And just a little dots here and there. And I absolutely love this.
I love the feel of it. It's nice and
Yes,
soft.
it's got bamboo and cotton. Let me just make sure I'm not lying to you. Nope, 50% cotton, 50% bamboo.
really nice.
It is nice. I really like it.
Yeah.
And it's light. It's interesting. You know, I don't mind knitting sleeves, but when you're knitting something with short sleeves, it goes a lot quicker. So
Yeah,
you'll
that's
see,
nice.
like I've got some sweaters done, and so that's exciting.
Really nice.
Yep, so I'm happy about that.
Lots of finished objects because we've been at home, of course, like everybody
We
else.
have, and it's amazing. And I have tried to have days that I do more knitting than others because
You want to switch it up.
I want to switch it up. That's part of the reason for doing crochet, just so that my hands are moving in different ways that way. So anyway, that's that. So now I want to talk about the Free for All cowl. And that is by Jennifer Peck. And what I used was Plucky Knitter.
And I know you've used that before. It sounds familiar.
It is. And I blocked it. And it feels
Oh,
so much
this is
different.
gorgeous.
Yeah, so this is their hazel worsted. And when you knit it, kind of the edges kind of come in. And so I blocked it out so it would be straight. So I'm really looking forward to it. We're supposed to be getting snow in the next couple of days. Not sure it's going to happen. But it's kind of nice. It's a little bit more open. And I'm really,
nice
really
color.
happy with it.
This isn't a usual color that you would pick.
So this is actually the Woolen Honey colorway.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
what makes it's a beautiful color.
Exactly. So the only place that you can buy that is at Woolen Honey, or you can order some.
And they ship it.
They shipped it, and they were really, really good. Service is great, so recommend that. All right, next finished object is something for May. Now, obviously,
Wow, this will be nice today and tomorrow because it's snowing.
Exactly.
It feels very nice.
exactly. So this is the Mistake Rib Cowl. It's free by Purl Soho. They had actually done it in cashmere. And I didn't do yours in cashmere. But it feels really nice.
But it does, it feels nice.
It's in Heartland, and that's a Lion Brand yarn. And I really, really like it.
Yeah, it
now,
feels
I
like it would
could
be
block
warm.
it and open it, but I think if you want it to be warm in your
Yeah.
neck, I think,
It'll hug you.
yeah, when we go out for a walk, that might be nice to have your
Yeah.
neck warm.
I like that.
And always
Thank
pull
you.
it up and have it be a mess.
Wow. We should have a sale on May's cowls. I mean, I don't or buy a bigger bin. You just
Exactly.
keep knitting and knitting and knitting, and it's like never ending on these cowls. I don't think I'm going to live long enough to wear.
I think we need to get a bigger bin. That's all I think.
Anyway, I do appreciate it. Thank you so
That's
much.
Now, the last finished object for me is called Soft Sunday. And once again, I would recommend this pattern. It's by Suvi Simola. It is a paid for pattern, but it's really open and it blocks beautifully. So here it is. So
Whoa,
it's
this is gorgeous.
really, really nice.
gorgeous.
It feels lovely. So this is Caper String Theory. and I'll have May put up the ball band right here. This is the thing, I made you a cowl out of this.
Did you?
Yarn, yes I did. And what I did was when I bought yours, I bought myself a skein, and I still have some left. So I might put it in something else. It's beautiful, it's tonal, and it's so open, so I can see wearing this on a summer evening over a t-shirt.
I love the pattern.
It
I
is,
love
it's beautiful.
those little, whatever they are. Little
It's just a little bit of
whatever.
lace work, and I really like it. So I think I'm going to end up making another one of those
gorgeous.
as well.
I'm actually seeing this stuff for the first time. I don't remember seeing this.
Well,
maybe it's been a while and I forget.
You probably just see me sitting at the end going doing my knitting. So anyway, so those are my finished objects. And May has been working and working and has a lot of finished objects.
I've been working on the same project really, but I have the horse, which I've had in the last podcast. As you can see that, I painted that, and I thought I'd keep it on this podcast because we're going to be talking about our adventure that we went to a while ago.
Before all the
COVID, we went to my friend's farm, which we visit
right.
as well. So that's staying with the horse theme. But finished objects, I have painted that and I completed that. I've also, as you know, been working on the dollhouse, and you might want to have an update on how that's coming. I'll show you on the outside and what I've done on the outside. I've got some pictures.
Absolutely amazing.
You can see the picture. I've done the details on the front door. That was basically the only thing that I didn't make on the outside was the door. I bought the door, but I'll be making most of the doors or all the doors for the inside. But I'm not going to show you the inside right now. I'm just going to show you the outside because the inside's a work in progress. And when the inside is done, but I've actually wallpapered some of the rooms. I've actually put some trim around the windows. I'm working on putting the stairs in and show you how that's progressing later. But right now I'll just show you the outside pictures there. You can see that it's blue, and I'm going to order some shutters. I'm going to order some shutters for online. And
I can hardly wait for the house tour.
Right.
I think we should do it like a virtual house tour because you've got... I'd love to live in your house, actually, by the way. It's beautiful. She's done an amazing job.
Thank you. The railing here on the outside, I'll show you the railing up top there. I'm not used to making railing, but I had to make every little piece of railing there. It was very time consuming.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's finished, and we'll see how it goes. So that's part of it. It's not a complete finished object, but we're at a work in progress. So also, I have two other things that I did not complete, but Colleen completed. Because as you know, she's also a sewer, and she sold me a mask, which I love. So when we go out, I can actually wear the mask.
There you go.
I like that.
So I have to tell you, like, I dug through everything I have to try and find elastic. And you just can't find like I had really thick elastic. So you'll see on the second one, she shows you the elastic that's so thick.
Right.
But I have ordered some, but it's back ordered, so it's going to take a while.
Yeah, elastic's not easy to find, and you don't have a store that you can go to. You don't have a store that you can go to to go and buy some. You tried Walmart, but they didn't have any.
I have to tell you, I went into the aisle that has that, and there was a little bit of thread. Nothing on that side. Where the fabric was all gone because people have been making masks.
Yeah. And this one I like too. This one goes, this is a thicker elastic that you talked about. And this one's nice too, and it kind of goes around and down there.
Exactly.
But I like them. I love them, and they'll be great for when we're ready to go out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been really good at being at home. And for the most part, I'm the one that goes out and does the groceries and does that kind of running around.
Yes, I don't go anywhere.
No. So
I go in the garage and that's about it.
And she helps me deliver. So we need, like, sometimes you just have to get out of the house. So we go for a car ride and we'll drop things off at my mom's and drop things off at your mom's.
But you've been a trooper. Like, when you go to the grocery store, you wear gloves, you wear a mask, you don't talk to anybody, you take your gloves off when you come home.
Yep.
You wash your hands, you wash down some of the products.
Yeah.
So we've got a whole routine going there. So I'm very appreciative of you doing that for me, so I don't have to go out. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And anyway, and all those frontline workers, thank you so much. And everybody that does frontline and essential jobs out there, the grocery store clerks, the people that stock, the people that clean, the cleaners at the hospital, the techs, the techs that go in and do all the x-rays, the nurses, the doctor, everybody a frontline worker. So
thank you for
essential workers. So thank you, everybody.
So those are our finished objects, and there's a lot because we've been at home working. So next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is a pair of socks, and it's one of those things, and you and I have talked about it. I really like to learn things, and so I love going out and taking a knitting class or taking other classes. And so I thought, what can I do? We're at home, we can't go out and take classes. So I thought, well, I'm going to find a pattern. And KF Jones had just released the umbrella socks. So this is a toe-up sock pattern, and she's designed this. So we've got, whoops, sorry about that.
Did you do 2 at a time?
No, I have not done 2 at a time. So this is a toe-up sock, and I've got all kinds of little markers on here because that's going to tell me where to cut in the heel. She does what she calls an umbrella heel. I have no idea how it's going to fit, what it's going to do, but I'm absolutely in love with this yarn. So the nice thing about not being able to go out and buy yarn, not that I haven't ordered yarn, but not being able to just go, is I've gone into Stash a lot. So when I'm looking at sweaters, I went in and thought, what sweater quantities do I have? Let me work on that. So this is sock yarn that we actually got in Holland, Michigan. So it's Biscotte yarns, which is a Canadian yarn. And this is called Pansy Bleu, is what it is. And I love them. It's got a little fleck of black, which is why I chose black. This is Sweet Georgia Tough Love sock.
I'm almost amazed at how they call the colors like, and they look just like pansy blue. And,
Exactly.
And now when they say that, it's like, oh yeah, that is what it looks like.
Yeah, I really like it. And the Biscotte yarn is so soft.
It's nice.
So I'm getting ready to be brave because in this pattern is when you have to cut in your heel.
Have you done this before?
I have not done this heel before.
Okay, so what I'm planning on doing, if you'll let me,
Okay.
is I could tape you doing this. I could videotape it and then put it up.
Is there any way to get rid of handshake when I'm cutting the yarn?
Camera shake, yes. Head shake, not so much.
Okay,
But,
you have to be brave with me.
But yeah, I think if you let me, I would love to do that, and then we could post it up.
Okay,
How to do that.
I think that would be great. And I've got 2 chances to get it right, and I've got lots of extra yarn if I mess up. So
Okay, so what happens if, say you cut into this, and you cut wrong in that, you have to re-knit this all again?
Well, and I'm going to say it's because afterthought heels are done the same way. What often will happen is you put a needle the row below, you put a needle, then you skip a row, and then the needle goes in, and then it's the row in between, and that's where you lift up that and snip.
Now, I'm looking at these socks. Do you really need a heel? Like, isn't there such a thing as a tube sock?
There is.
Couldn't they just be tube socks?
They could if they had a little bit more elasticity in them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
and the problem is if you don't have the heel this way, if something happens to the heel, you could just rip it out and do that. So I had mentioned that there was a pair of your socks that you had a hole in. Mm-hmm. And what I'm going to do for this cutting in the heel is the same idea that I'm going to do to pick up stitches and then re-knit the above part of your sock. So we can put that in as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that would
Sounds
be
good.
good. All right. So that's my first work in progress. Now my second work in progress is one of those things that I found this yarn, and this was in Michigan, and it is called Simply Worsted Spray by Haiku. And it's 55% merino, 28% acrylic, 17% nylon. And then I was looking at patterns, and Kate Atherley has this new one that's a brioche one, which was Friday morning.
Is that Kate Atherley in the picture?
That's Kate Atherley in the picture.
Could you hold that up, Anne, so
Yeah.
we can see her?
Yeah,
There we
absolutely.
go. That's Kate Atherley. She liked that lady.
Yes, she's an excellent teacher. Excellent teacher.
Nice.
Yes. So I have this yarn, and it is a bit of a gradient. So I like that it is thin as far as it's not a wide shawl. So this is going to wrap around nicely. And it's really cozy, but you can see how the yarn changes color. And I'm not doing anything. And the other thing that you may see is this lovely blue string that's got nothing to do with anything, except it's my lifeline. So I was getting so that it was a little bit bigger, and I thought I'm going to throw in a lifeline just in case something happens.
That's another thing I want to tape you doing is putting in a lifeline.
Yeah, I can do that, no
Yeah,
problem.
that would be good on this one.
So this is brioche, and I like it. If you look back a few episodes, I'd done another something similar, but it wasn't brioche. So I thought, okay, Colleen, this is the time. Be brave and get it done.
That feels like the same as my cowl. Is that correct? The one that we just showed?
No.
Brioche? No? It
No.
feels the same.
Nope,
Wow.
it's different. Yep. So that's the neat thing, and I think that's why I love knitting so much, is there's always new things to learn. So that's my second one. And then my third work in progress is called Winterlight. And that is by Meg Gadsbey. And once again, I'm going back. This yarn I bought about
I like the color of it.
4 years ago.
It's not really a color, but I love the
Yes. So this is Drops Baby Merino. Once again, I knew I had it. I thought, okay, I'm just going to make...
It's kind of a beige, isn't it? It's not really white.
It's kind of a... Let's call it a snow white.
Okay.
No, it's not cream.
Right, but it's not pure white.
But it's not pure white either. So this pattern, and I don't know if you can
It's lovely.
see, has a lot of texture to it. And I thought, okay, if I do it just in a plain color, the texture is going to show a lot. So I've got 3 of these balls. They're 50-gram balls. I got 150 grams. And I'm just going to make it as big as I can.
So the whole thing is going to be this color?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm
Really nice. I'll
happy
go with a
that.
dark outfit
Exactly.
or whatever. Yeah, it's great.
Exactly. So I'm really happy with that. And then my last one I just started. So this is a pattern by Locatelli, and it is called the Venezia Shawl. And there's the picture of it. Now, she's just released it. It is a paid-for pattern, but she used a single fingering weight yarn, and it's only 1 skein. And I thought, well, I have a lot of 1 skeins, and I'm going to go down. So I bought this yarn.
This is from your stash, you said?
This is from my stash. Oh my goodness! So it's lichen and lace, and the
lovely.
colorway is beach glass, which is lovely.
Again, it's named well.
Exactly. So what you do, and I won't tell you all of it because it is a paid for pattern, but you work it so far and then it starts to decrease and come back the other way. But I like when it's not quite as deep because that helps me. And it's going to be
Feels
nice
light.
and light and summery, and it feels great.
Beach glass, nice.
Yeah, so this is 1-ply superwash merino fingering yarn, 100% superwash merino.
Well, I'm excited to see this one when it's done. That looks really nice.
Exactly. So I'm really happy with it. So lots of shawls and things going on, and I'm really happy with my works in progress. And next we're going to talk about our adventure.
Today's adventure took us to my friend Jennifer's farm. We often visit that, maybe, a couple of times a year, maybe more. And Jennifer's kind enough to let us go and take photos of the horses.
It's a beautiful
We
farm.
get to, if there's new horses being born, we get to touch the horses, we get to see them. And we just like going there, and we're welcome there anytime. So it's been awesome. I've done some photo shoots there. I shot her daughter and her horse. I think I showed you that, and made a calendar up for her horse. My friend Joanne, who is also an avid photographer. Her and I went out and had a great day, took photos. So, we just love going there, and that's what inspired me to do the horse picture. And also, Colleen, who, has mentioned on this podcast and how you love to learn. And if there's something that has a certificate, Colleen has it. Like, she even has a certificate for those poles.
Yep, urban polling.
Urban polling, we call it. So
That's
you have a
what's called.
certificate for that. You can teach yoga. You have yoga certificate
Yes, I do.
certified.
Yeah.
There's many other things. Reflexology, I think you have
Reflexology,
a
yep.
certificate. If there's anything in knitting, you would definitely have a certificate, but I don't know if there is for that. You're also, people don't know this too, but you're also a Reiki master.
I am.
And what Reiki is, for those of you who don't know, it's spelled R-E-I-K-I. There's monthly Reiki magazines that come out.
Yes.
There's also, and before I continue, Reiki is a Japanese technique for healing and stress reduction. And you have all the certificates for that. And you're now a Reiki master. And when we used to go to Jennifer's, Colleen would say, those horses are pretty intimidating. They're massive.
They're huge.
But you've been able to do Reiki on dogs that we have, like my sister's dog and other dogs, and they've really reacted to this. And you said, I would love to try Reiki on one of the horses. I'm kind of scared of them, but I've never really been around horses. But if Jennifer would let us do that, so Jennifer kindly said, "Yeah, come on out. Would love it." So she had Eddie. Eddie came out, and Eddie had an issue with his leg, the one leg.
Right,
And
which
she
I
thought
didn't
that
know.
would be helpful. So I videotaped this, and I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I want to share that with you and I'll share some of the other horses that we have, but I want to share this Reiki video with you. I'll put that in right here and you can have a watch for that.
All right.
So what did you think of that video? Isn't that absolutely amazing? I love that video.
Now, I haven't been around horses a lot, and it is a little intimidating, but part of the Reiki that's going to be healing for the animal is also going to be healing for me as well. And, you know, the horse was great. I was very mindful of what I was doing and where I was. I didn't want to spook him at all. And as it went, all of a sudden, I had this huge animal leaning into me.
I know, but when you first started this video, you were kind of like this.
Yep.
And you see how it ended up. Like,
exactly.
Unbelievable.
So May's mom's dog is this big. So you're giving Reiki to something this big. It's okay. It's not a big deal. But all of a sudden you have this big horse going.
Right.
And it was amazing. Like, it was an amazing process.
Yeah.
And I was so glad that I did it. Like, I love Reiki. It is a healing energy. And it is a stress reduction. And so I think it's good. Now, and Jennifer was really good to explain that some of the movements that the horse was making with his mouth, which I didn't know exactly what was going on, are things that they do when they're relaxing.
Yes. So when the horse does blah, like that,
Yep.
that means like it's relaxed and comfortable and it's not stressed. And so, you know, another thing I should point out is somebody that actually boards a horse at Jennifer's farm. Walked in and said she had no idea why we were there and what we were doing. And she walked into the barn and she goes, "Oh my goodness, what's up with Eddie? He's never seen him so relaxed."
Oh my goodness! Wow.
So
it
that
was
was
an interesting experience.
That was really interesting that she had no idea that was why, So anyway, that was our adventure, and that's what our life adventures are going to be. I mean, right now, Colleen going to the grocery store, I should videotape that for our next adventure, because that's an adventure all in itself now. By the time she gets her mask and her gloves on and bringing things and wiping them down, that's certainly an adventure. Maybe I could videotape that, because that seems to be our life right now. We're not really going too many places. Well,
and the other adventure is giving haircuts.
Right.
So I've cut May's hair. I've cut my hair a couple of times. And right now I had said to May years ago, I wonder at some point in time about letting my hair go gray. Like, is that really, and how would you do that if you were working? Well, I'm not working and we're quarantined. So right now
it's a perfect time to do that.
So I'm just keep cutting it. And I just keep looking at myself going, I don't know how this is going to go. And I keep cutting it going, okay, May, what do you think?
I think you look at the mirror, you go, who's that young lady with gray hair?
Well, I don't know. But anyway, so we're going to give it a shot. I'm just going to keep trimming, and all the color that's left is going to go, and then we'll take a look at it. And you said you would be honest with me.
I hope our friends recognize you when we're already done this. But I'm missing our friends, Carrie and Linda. Say hi there, guys. We miss you, miss seeing you. Yeah. Our knitting buddies. Yeah. And we miss seeing our other friends for coffees and teas and going out for lunches.
Exactly.
But soon, it's coming to an end soon.
That's right.
A few more weeks. We can do this.
We can do this.
I'm so proud to live in Canada right now. Like, I'm so proud of Justin Trudeau. I'm so proud of how our politicians are handling this.
That's right.
The leadership is amazing. Yeah. Even Doug Ford, who, I didn't really know anything about Doug Ford, really didn't follow politics, but now I think he's stepping up to the plate. He's been showing great leadership. I'm so proud to be Canadian, and I'm so proud that Canadians are following the protocol. Exactly. Like, I think 99% of us are saying, okay, this is important, that our health is important, and that we need to follow what the experts' advice is. Exactly. And we're staying at home to help those. And I think by staying at home, you're respecting all those frontline workers.
Absolutely.
Even the grocery store clerks and all the nurses and technicians. We're respecting them by staying at home, because you don't want them to be overwhelmed.
No. And the stores have done an amazing job. So when you go in, the carts are cleaned, like they've been sanitized. You go around. Some stores have arrows in the ways that you can walk. They have little feet on the floor, so you know that's what 6 feet apart looks like. So you really feel taken care of.
Right. And you know what? And that's going to be important in reopening the economy.
Excellent.
Consumer confidence is really important. And I think even with the yarn stores, since this is a yarn podcast, the yarn stores, if you're listening, it's important to have that you're being taken care of, and that you're being responsible in doing what you're doing when you open up your stores, because then that gives us confidence to shop in your store. Right. Like, if I go to a yarn store and we're lined up outside and they're only letting so many in the store, and they have protection against the worker and protection against us, then you're confident to shop in that store. And I think the economy will bounce back and people will go out more if there's that confidence. Because me, who's a germaphobe, I want that confidence. Trust me.
Part of the reason that May has been staying at home. She just would not cope. I mean, she knows I do a good job of taking care of you do. All that stuff.
That gives me and Colleen gives me confidence. If you were going out there and you go, oh, I don't care, and I'm just not going to wear a mask, I would not be comfortable. And so you really reassure me, which makes me feel good that you do the right thing. Like, when I see you wearing the gloves and I see you wearing masks, you come home, you wash your hands, you wash their hands thoroughly, you wash some things down. I feel confident and comfortable that you're doing the right thing. Right. And that's kind of what we would expect from these stores. Right.
So life is an adventure. But we're getting through.
Yeah, and we do watch a lot more TV, a lot more news, which is not always the nicest thing. It's kind of depressing, the news. It's already, like I keep saying, it's already good news. Yeah. But I've never been more proud of our government and the way that Canada's handling the situation. So thank you, everybody out there that's part of that.
Okay.
And people at home are a part of that too, that you're doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
All right.
So next we're going to talk about souvenirs. So souvenirs come in a different way now. We can't go to the store and pick something up, but we can order things. So we've been both taking our turn ordering things. So would you like to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Because I'm starting to do the inside of the dollhouse, I kind of needed inspiration, so I went on and I got a couple of books from Amazon. One is called Making Dollhouse Interiors.
These books are amazing.
Right, so it actually shows you, some furniture that I'm gonna like to make once the
excellent.
interior is all finished. And it's a great book,
It's got dimensions and everything.
dimensions,
That's
actual
perfect.
size, so it's good. I'm looking forward to making some of the things in that book. And also I got a book, The Queen's Dollhouse. So this was created for Queen Mary in the 1920s.
Oh my goodness.
So I found that really interesting. I've been reading it off and on. And there's actually people that come there and they take every little piece out of the dollhouse and they dust it off. They put it on a tray.
Oh
They
my
bring it
goodness.
out. They dust it all off and then they put it back. And they document what's in there, what kind of shape it's in, what needs to be repaired. And then they actually have a person that comes in and repairs it. So it's really interesting read. I can tell you more about the book after I've read some more of it, but very nice. And also, a friend of mine wanted me to make them a birdhouse, and I've been wanting to make birdhouses, and so I thought I'd get a book about bird feeders and learn more about what to do with those, and try to get some inspiration. So I got a book on birdhouses. So once my dollhouse is finished, I'm going to start making birdhouses.
You are an amazing woodworker, I just have to say.
But I have been doing some research on birdhouses, and it's not just a case of making a little square box.
No.
There's more to it, because you want them to be, you can make little square boxes and make them cute and make them funny. You know how they make those little trailers, a little perch and all? I'm learning all kinds of things that, a perch is not necessary and actually not a good thing.
Oh wow.
Because it invites predators and that, so they don't need the perch, and you shouldn't really put a birdhouse. The hole has to be a certain diameter. The hole has to be a certain height. There has to be drainage. There has to be all kinds of things that go in to think this little
amazing.
box. So I'm learning a lot, which I like.
Yep.
And that's one of my other purchases.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good
souvenirs.
job. So those are your souvenirs. So the first thing was not a souvenir, but was gifted to us from my mom. And this is actually Lily the llama, born in sunny Peru. So
That brought a smile to our face.
I said to my mom, I'm going to put that on the podcast. So there she is, our little mascot for this time. There she is. So she's a cutie. Now, we were going to go to Montreal, and we didn't go to Montreal. So what I decided was I was going to order something from Espace Tricot, which is a lovely yarn store in Montreal. We had planned to go see it, which we may still do at some point in time. And so I ordered a bag, and this is called from Joji & Co. And it's a little leather bag, and what it's going to be is a notions pouch. So it's nice and sturdy. It's got a ring to
It
things
is.
on.
It's very, very sturdy.
Yes. So anyway, so I decided, okay, I'm going to treat myself. So I treated myself. Comes in this lovely
Sweet.
bag. It is. It's
Sweet.
beautiful. I love
Really
it.
nice. I love this because I've never seen this before. So things come into the house and all kinds of things. We get parcels, I don't know, every other day, and things come in, and I've never seen this. It's kind of cute.
It's
You
been
didn't show
in for
it
a
to me.
month and a half. I think what happens is I'm cleaning off boxes and then I put things away because I don't want to touch them until all the germs would be gone.
Right.
So I'm
It's
taking
cute.
good care of it that way. So what I decided was that I was going to make myself a nice little notions pouch because, as May has said, Colleen, you have lots of yarn. And yes, I do. So the next trip that we were going to take that we're not taking, we were going to go to Edmonton, Calgary, Jasper. And in that process, we were going to be seeing different people. There was a fiber festival in Edmonton that was canceled, and so we're going to do all that. So I thought, okay, what's out that way? So I watched the Cozy Up Knits podcast. I love it, and they talk about their local yarn store being Hippie Strings. And so I went on to Hippie Strings website, and I thought, I'm going to order myself some things to go in my pouch. So it arrived in a nice little box, and let me show you what happened. So first thing I ordered were these lovely things, so I bought some things from Coco Knits, which you can't always get. So these are called stitch stoppers.
Can we take them out?
Sure you could. I haven't even opened it yet, but you can go ahead and
Do
do
you
that.
want to open it?
Sure, I can do that.
Nope,
You're doing great.
There we go. Because I want to see what this stitch stopper looks like.
So there's a whole bunch of different sizes of these, and they fit on the end of your needles, which I should really do when I'm trying on a sweater, because otherwise I lose stitches. And so it has a number of those. So those will be able to go inside.
And what are they for again?
You put them on the end of your needles so that the stitches don't fly off. You know when I lose stitches and you get stressed out?
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. Well, this will be handy for me then. I won't, when I hold things up, I'll be able to...
Exactly.
Look at those little tiny ones. There's all kinds of sizes. They're nice.
Exactly. So I'm really happy with that. I love coconut stuff.
Nice.
Then I purchased some bed tip tapestry needles. Okay, once again, Coco Knits. So that's going to go in my lovely little new pouch.
Bag.
I bought something called a stitch fixer. Once again, Coco Knits. So that's going to be able to help me. And then, well, I purchased this lovely little thing, which is a hippie strings. And I'll have you, maybe you take a picture of this. I'll take it out of the bag and you can take a picture of it.
Okay.
So what it is it's one of the enamel pins that everybody is talking about. Now, I don't put enamel pins on my bags. Can't get it open. I don't put enamel pins on my bags, but I think I'm going to make myself, I've got some canvas, and I think I'm going to make myself basically a little, I might borrow some of your wood. It's going to be just to show, and then I can put the pins on it. I just love this one because it's one of the old VW vans, and I really, really liked it, and I thought that was cute.
That's cute, yeah.
Nice. That was a good memento of hippie
Hippie
strings.
strings.
And the other thing that I purchased was this flight of stitch markers. So this, I'll let you hold these up. So these are all different types of stitch markers. So some of them are just round, and some of them are triangular, and some of them are bigger circles, and some of them you can hook on, and some of them are really big if you're going to use them. So anyway, so I got these because it allows you, it's kind of like doing a wine tasting, and I think that's why they call it the flight. It's like a flight of wine or a flight of beer, and it allows you to try these different stitch markers and see what you think.
Don't you make stitch markers?
I have made some, yes, but these are a little different, so I wanted to give them a try.
Kind of plasticky kind of thing.
Yeah, I think they're coated
Yeah,
and stuff, so I think that's going to be good. So that's that. Now, I ended up with two other things, but these were gifts. So there was a little pin, and then this arrived, which was amazing. So it's a lovely little pink container, and inside
Stitch markers.
were some rose gold stitch markers. So what I'm going to do is put some of these other stitch markers in this thing, and then that will be able to fit right into my lovely little pouch. Whoop. I'll be able to fit that in. And then I'm going to have a lovely new Notions pouch. So treats for me, which, you know, sometimes you just have to do.
Don't you make Notion pouches also? Like, don't you sew them up?
I don't make a sweet one though.
Oh, yeah. You have to have a really thick needle.
Yeah,
for
you
that.
would. I think you'd have to have a special
Right.
sewing machine, which I do not have, but I do a little bit of sewing, as you can tell from the masks. So those were my souvenirs, kind of from Montreal, kind of from Hippie Strings. I think it's Sexsmith, Alberta, which is where they're from. Does it say in here? They always write nice little cards, which is beautiful. So I
Can I just show that card?
sure, absolutely.
You're l'amazing. That's cute.
It is cute. So I'm really, really happy. I mean, it's nice to have a few new treats, have a new Notions pouch on the go, because now I'm going to put it in a project bag and we'll go from there.
And support your local, or not local, but support other yarn stores in Canada.
Exactly, because I was thinking about Espastrico. They did a whole lot of stuff to get ready for the Knit City Montreal, which was postponed and then has been postponed again. And then I know in Edmonton, there's lots of people that do things there. And I thought, okay, makers, we're going to help out.
Right.
So those are our souvenirs. We've kind of gone from one side of the country to the other. We've had a little bit of Amazon help as well. Thank you for all of the people who are still working, still trying to do things online. I know there's been a number of knitting stores that have just come online because they know that's what they need to do. And
A
we
lot of
really
stores are
appreciate
probably going to be doing that. A lot of those stores.
Exactly. So some of them are doing that you can go and pick it up there. Some you know, my local yarn store, as I mentioned earlier, had just dropped stuff off at the door, which was amazing. And we really like that. What's nice for me is there was some disappointment that we couldn't go.
Right.
And so I've been able to kind of take a part of Montreal and a part of Alberta and bring it home. So that was kind of nice for us. So thanks so much for watching. Life is definitely adventure.
It is. It is a very different adventure, like staying at home.
Exactly.
I'm sure you have lots of stories, but you know, it's so kind of weird. Like I wear pajama bottoms more than I ever thought I would. You know, things like that. Like
Exactly.
you don't dress up the same. You don't go out the
Exactly.
same.
So we're glad we can do this for you because guess what? We dressed up. We got some makeup on. We did really well. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, comment down below, let us know what you're doing, how you're getting through this.
Would you like to hear more of? Would you like to hear less of? Would you like to see more of? Would you like to see less of? Would be helpful for us to know how to move forward with this and how we're going to come up with a new format or whatever we do for our next adventures.
And we're getting really close. We have 685 subscribers. When we get to 700, I'm going to make a project bag and send it out.
Nice.
Because I know I can get to the post office and do that.
Nice.
So thanks so much for watching, and until next time.
You take care and be safe.